How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Pro Video Coalition booth here at NAB 2024 in Las Vegas. I'm so happy to have someone, I feel lucky to call a friend, Tenzin, sitting next to me. Tenzin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Tenzin Lazerson, for those of you who don't know. I'm a gaffer based out of Utah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's all. That's like the one-liner.
That's the
You had that
one-liner.
one ready to go.
Yep.
I love it. So we're here at the Pro Video Coalition booth. We're talking about NAB 2024, what gear we liked, all these different things. But right now, I get the chance to just sit down with Tenzin and talk about your journey, and then we'll come back to the gear. We'll get to that because you recently outfitted a Sprinter van.
Yes.
Is it a 2-ton?
Yeah, it's coming up on a 2-ton. Hopefully.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's in there, and I want to talk about sort of the tools and techniques you use to really outfit that, keep it super mobile, and be romping around in Utah. But let's start. So you're from Utah originally. What got you into this crazy world of filmmaking?
Yeah, so I have always wanted to work in film. I mean, since like junior high at least, you know. And I started out PAing like right out of high school, working for there's a lot of ad agencies and corporate video in Utah. So I had PA'd a bunch of times and sort of met a couple gaffers and key grips who were nice enough to just show me what they're doing, and I could help them out and eventually start working with them.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And that's such a great way to do it because it's like, especially in these, I would say smaller market areas, like there's the LA, there's the New Yorks, where there's different ways to build up, getting on set and just connecting with the people, the departments that you want to work with, always such a good strategy. So you start as a PA. Give me actually just a nugget of wisdom of like, because I always feel a little awkward on set when I'm a PA. You're kind of the bottom of the totem pole. How did you approach the G&E department, and was there like any bad blood, or did they embrace you?
I mean, yeah, you definitely have those stereotypical G&E guys who are just like not nice, but I just look for the ones who are maybe closer in age, who look nice, and just say, hey, what is that, and most people love like nerding out about things, me included. Like they're like, oh, you don't know about that? Like, let me tell you, you know, and then they do, and then now you're free to have that conversation with them and say, hey, well, I'm actually interested in G&E, and G&E, that surprises a lot of grip and electrics because it's kind of one of those almost blue collar jobs where it's like, really, you want to work in G&E? Okay, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
And they kind of were lucky. I mean, I was lucky enough to get a shot, I guess, working with them.
Totally. And that's funny you say that because I actually find that once you get to that level of gaffer, it's such a collaboration with the cinematographer, and you're working with the director, and it's almost the most creative thing. I don't know if this is a hot take, but like you can do so much with lighting. Mm-hmm. You can tell such a different story, and you can keep that. You're kind of it's all in your little neat world a little bit. Yeah. Whereas when you're a DP, you have to deal with the camera and deal with the lenses and pulling focus, and there's some stuff that's almost out of your control. Mm-hmm. But like if you have tools that you trust, you can kind of like dial it in the way you want it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I always say this, but the reason I like lighting so much is because it is a perfect blend of technical and artistic.
Yes.
Like there's so much you can learn technically and then apply that all to the art of it, and I enjoy that a lot. That's what I enjoy the most. I
love that so much. And so how long did it take you to kind of rise to the ranks? And I know now you've worked on features, you've done a lot of stuff now as the gaffer, but tell me about that journey, like getting your first paid job on the G&E side until where you are now.
Yeah, I mean, PAing a lot, meeting different gaffers. After a shoot with people, I would try and follow them on Instagram, just so I'm present in their minds, you know, liking their stories, not necessarily talking to them all the time or anything, but next time I see them on set, just like offer, hey, I'd love to grip if you ever have any sort of passion project or something where I can come learn and you can give me the opportunity, then that would be great. And I feel like after you do that with enough people, enough of the crew members, you can kind of find an entrance point through a free project, which kind of sucks. But I did a couple, a handful before I got my first paid thing. And even though my first paid movie was such a low rate, but at the time it was amazing. It was an indie movie, and I learned a lot. So
yeah, 100%. I do think there is a stigma about free work, and it's just about not knowing, or it's about knowing when to say no and not being taken advantage of. Because if you're not getting money, then Like
Yeah.
overtime is not extra money, you know, that kind of thing. But I personally, I kind of have the same sentiment where I don't think I would be where I am today without taking on a couple of those and shadowing. I think shadowing is one of the most important things.
Yeah, I think if you can find a key grip or a gaffer, best boy, best girl, who's nice enough to, hey, can I just watch you work?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a great way
Absolutely.
to do it.
So you kind of you're working in this local scene in Utah, starting to get things going, and then I'm on the Aperture TikTok, and all of a sudden I'm like, there's this guy who's like making like real G&E content, and I think that's something where it's like you see a lot of cinematographers and they're talking about lighting and different things, but you don't see like actual G&E people talking about G&E. Maybe it's a thing of blue collar jobs, like they're these, you know, maybe they're in their world. So what motivated you to start making content about this?
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that because I think, like, it's. One sec. Let me gather my thought real quick. Yeah, so I guess, like, or in the early days of me learning Genie, I realized there's not a lot of resources, you know?
Yes.
Like, there's a couple YouTube channels, and it's generally older guys who maybe aren't as, like, eye-catching or whatever.
Sure.
You know, I have that TikTok brain rot, I guess. Like, I can only watch, like, 30-second video. Yeah,
But even on YouTube, there's not great
Yeah,
content out there.
There's not a ton,
Yeah.
and it's there's a lot of gatekeeping that
Yes.
happens, which, you know, is, I guess, how it is for a lot of careers. But I just wanted to make it easier for people who are interested in lighting and just tell them what I know, and I don't know that much. But, like, if I can give them something, a little nugget of wisdom for you know, their G&E careers or whatever, like, I think that's the best.
I love that.
Introducing
I love that.
people to it in an easy way, like they're just scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and so that was kind of, and it was just another thing to do on set. I was like, oh, I can film this and enjoy another aspect of working on set.
Totally.
That isn't lighting. Like when we're filming an interview and the lighting setup is all done, and we're just hanging out the rest of the day. Like, I can go film and find something
instead of just smoking cigarettes in the truck.
Yeah.
You guys are like doing productive things, and so what I love that you said is like free education, breaking down the walls of this. And what I really like about your content, it's very approachable, and you're meeting us at our level, because we know that a lot of people who maybe are interested in the film industry or are getting started, they don't know what a Mathellini is.
No,
they don't know what a combo stand is.
Yeah.
So let's
C-stand even.
C-stand, you know. And I love, like, shout out Dave Donaldson, like Grip Tips is amazing.
Yeah,
but
he's the
even
best.
some of that content, I would watch it and I would need a baseline level of information, and I feel like you've given me that baseline. Like, I would literally be working at Aperture, watching Tenzin's videos, and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do that." Like, he taught me how to spin the
That's
C-stand.
so funny.
Like, that's
Yeah.
seriously, like, and it's amazing. So I appreciate that you did that. And just I mean, if you can just comment on that journey for you, like, has it been fun? Are you enjoying, like, kind of living both worlds? Is there something you want to focus on more?
Yeah, I mean, the content creation for me was never, like, going to be a source of income or a career option. It was just something on the side, and that's kind of still how it is. But it definitely has gotten me a lot of opportunities in terms of, like, working with G&E and meeting new people. Even just in Utah, like, the community is so small that, like, I've been able to meet so many people through Instagram and social media, and it's a powerful tool, honestly. Like, even if you're not making videos, like, if you're just following people and learning from them. Yeah, networking.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like the NAB time is always my favorite time, because I feel like I get to see all my friends from Utah.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of you guys out there. It's like Brady, Jeff, all these people. And it's like, it's just the best, because it's like we build these friendships over the course of these years. So I seriously encourage anyone who's interested, come to NAB, go to the Aperture booth, go find Tenzin. You guys did an amazing lighting programming demo yesterday with Tyler, Colorado Gaffer, so I was bummed to miss it. But we're going to talk a little bit about your van.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to geek out over this, because I constantly am like, I should get a van. But right now I don't have a parking space for it, so that's a whole thing. It's a little different in Los Angeles versus Utah.
Yeah.
So just tell me, going into it, what you were thinking about, liftgate, no liftgate, what model you ended up getting, and if you're thinking about going to a truck, or you think it's perfect for what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of commercial stuff now and corporate videos, so the van is great for that. I would love to get a bigger box truck or something, but the van, I think, is just that sweet spot for a lot of the shoots I do, with all the LED lights that are smaller and all the stands and everything. It fits pretty well in there.
I love it. So which van did you end up going with?
So I got a Mercedes Sprinter, and it's like a 2016, and it's diesel, and it only had like 60,000 miles on it.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, that seems,
That's amazing.
And it's just one of those things that like you cap out on your pay in the grip and electric department pretty quick. Like, you're not going to get a job that's going to pay you $1,000 a day just because you're a good guy. Like, it happens so rarely that like the main way you're going to make money is kind of through your kit rentals and your if you own a grip truck or a camera or whatever it is. I think is a great way to do it.
I totally agree. I feel like there's kind of this misconception about gear acquisition syndrome, and people who think gear will take them to the next level. Like, cinematographers feel like they have to own an Alexa to be a cinematographer, and it's like your talent and what you do on set will take you to the next level, and networking and all these things. But if you are already working on set, like Tenzin's saying, having gear that you can charge a kit fee for, it's like, I produce stuff, and if my gaffer has gear where it's like we can do stuff under like a shared insurance and it's just simpler, we don't have to go to a rental house. Like, I'm dying to work with Tenzin, honestly. Like, we were trying to get you out for my last film, and it's like amazing because then you just pull up and have it. So that's definitely, I just want to like erase that stigma of like, it is important to have gear if it works with your workflow, but don't feel like you need gear to get hired.
No, you don't. I think that's a common pitfall. It's like, well, I'm going to go buy a bunch of lights, because lights are cheap now, and anyone can buy them. They're so prosumer, so easy to use. But I think if you just wait until you have that consistent client, and it's kind of what I did. Like, I have a couple people that I work with like pretty often, and so I knew that their productions would pay off the gear. Kind of. So so I tried to wait as long as I could, obviously.
Don't spend money you don't have. But it's like, okay, if we can forecast this, if we can finance this in a way that makes sense, that totally makes sense. So I love, your van is gorgeous.
It still needs a lot of work.
Your boy got the Mercedes with the diesel. And so then you're starting to load it up. I was excited because Tenzin's like, we're coming to LA, we're coming to Film Tools, we're going to load it up. Tell me what you threw in there. Tell me what you're loving. Tell me everything.
So we went with a bunch of Matthews equipment in general, just like rigging equipment, all the C-stands. I got a nice backstage cart for the C-stand.
Was that the stabilizing C-stand cart?
It was, I can't remember what it's called.
The 10 C-stand cart, right?
Yeah, something like that. And
I love that cart.
And it's great. You need a cart for C-stands. Like,
you need it.
Like, other stands maybe you can get away with, but like C-stands are so awkward in the way they're shaped that like you need something to put them on. So that was kind of the first purchase, actually.
Love that.
And then the shipping cost was so much cheaper to drive out to LA. That's kind of what we came through. Like, it was funny because I actually ordered some more stuff later, and the freight shipping for it was like an extra $400 for just like a 12 by. And I was like, well, all right, I should have made sure to get that when I was in LA. So if you live in a bigger city, definitely go to, like, if you live near New York or LA, I'm sure you can find all that.
Well, what's interesting is a lot of these stores, it's like you go in and then they have like one C-stand on the floor. They're like, you can look at this Matthews stand, but you cannot buy it here. It's like complicated. And that's like just about Film Tools. Like, I just go in and just grab it, and if I'm in a rush on set, it's like, cool, scan it, out the door. It's amazing.
Honestly, Film Tools, it's like a grocery store in that way for film equipment. Like, you just go right in, there it is, you go.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I like that.
So C-stands, you're doing Matthews C-stands, got the cart. I know you already had some lighting equipment kind of coming in. Is there anything that you're really liking working with that lives in the van?
As far as lighting goes, it's all just LED stuff. I don't have any of the bigger HMIs. I don't really like
nowadays.
Use those
really,
that
I mean,
often.
that's what Shane Hurlbut was just here, and he's like, you don't need.
You don't, especially with how sensitive cameras are. It's like So those sets do happen, and like I just sub rent through that because they're so expensive. But I have a lot of aperture equipment, some nan light stuff, a couple of Astera things, but mostly it's all easy to work with. You don't need big generators or anything, which is nice.
Is there anything like, you're probably one of the first people? Did you get to play with the Infinity mats yesterday?
I got to take a look at them. I'm excited. I don't have one yet. I hope I can get my hands on some and try them out, because they seem great.
Do you have just like a first take impression? Because I think you're one of the first people in the world to get hands on with them yesterday. So give us your knee jerk reaction.
I think they're great. the main thing is they're quick to set up.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Did you guys use the airbag, or were you just using it like a light mat?
The airbag, I think.
Yeah.
I do want to try out this other softbox though, because like the airbag, like if it gets punctured, obviously, then you're done. But I think they're gonna send them with the patch kits.
Nice.
Which will be nice.
Nice.
So, anyway.
Absolutely. Especially if you own. It's like rental houses would usually be like not a big deal.
Yeah.
And then how long? I don't know what size you were working with, but how long did it take to fill it up?
I think the smaller ones, it's like 90 seconds or something.
That's really solid.
And they have this pump. It's like a little pistol.
Yeah.
And then when you're done, you can flip the fan around and put it back in, and it'll suck the air out.
Oh, that's perfect.
Which is kind of nice.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get my hands on those.
Yeah.
Those are like
They seem
very
sweet.
cool.
Yeah.
Because I would definitely I love the F-22C.
Yeah.
But there's times where it's just not quite enough. I want to put it out in the rain, etc.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great solution.
Yeah, they're IP rated.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, 100%. So this is all so exciting. I can't wait to see. Can you give us a tease? Is there anything big coming up for you, or is it just kind of like we're working, get through 2024, you know?
Yeah, I mean, just finishing up the van build, I think, is the next big step for me.
Yeah.
Grinding out commercials. I want to work on more features and stuff.
Absolutely.
Too, but
Absolutely.
yeah, this year should be a big year.
I was really shook because I was walking by this big theater in LA, and I saw a poster for a movie, and I was like, that's the movie that Tenzin worked on.
Oh, Riddle of
I was
Fire,
like,
was
yeah. I was like, this is crazy.
That was the first movie I ever worked on. Just came out, Riddle of Fire.
Riddle of Fire.
It's on Apple, I think, rentals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out great.
I'm so excited to see it. It's incredible. So go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Take a picture in the credits of Tenzin's name. Tag Tenzin in Film
me.
Tools. We're not actually giving anything away, but just do it. Just do it for fun.
I'll personally send you a message.
Yes, we will repost. send you a thank you. I want to see if someone actually does it. Like, we're gonna show some love.
Yeah.
Maybe like
sure.
a $5 Film Tools gift card.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I can't guarantee that. But let's do it. Just go try to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, Tenzin, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
Tenzin Laz on Instagram and TikTok is mainly where I post, so be sure to follow.
Are you ever gonna make that jump into YouTube?
I'd like to, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Short form's so easy.
It is easy. And you're working.
to
You
do
work
YouTube.
like this guy works like 5 days a week.
No,
It's ridiculous. I don't know how you would edit it, but I was like,
that's true. If I had someone who was able to film me and edit, I think I would do it.
So if you're in Utah,
yeah,
I know some of y'all are in
Yeah.
Utah, want to be an editor, want to hang out with Tenzin, go do it, hit him up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much once again. I can't
Totally.
wait to run this back
Boom.
next year.
yeah, I'm excited.